Before I start this review, I just want to put this out there clearly and honestly. I loved the film, absolutely. What is up, amigos? Hope you're doing well. Now, you must have seen the thumbnail already and thinking that it's clickbait, but I kid you not, it's not clickbait at all. I wouldn't be surprised once the word of mouth of this movie spreads, there could be calls for boycotting this movie on the basis of hurting religious sentiments or being anti national or being labeled as borderline communist. But I'm here not to label it as any of them and only review it as a piece of art, a cinema, and its thematic exploration. The movie starts with a couple of really absurd disclaimers which instantly could be labeled as Upendra Cinema for veteran Kannada movie buffs who have seen his A, Upendra, and even Super. That's right, this was the gesture which was the title of the movie, and while we're at it, why don't you please subscribe to the channel? That would be absolutely super. Upendra's directorial brand of movies in the lingo of Gen Z would be called IYKYK. I hope you know what that means. If you know, you know. Welcome to the world of Upendra, which is mad, crazy, weird, absurd, surreal, eccentric, etc., etc. And the adjectives won't be enough to describe them. But always and always, there is a method to his madness. Now imagine sitting in a theater staring at a screen where every frame feels like a riddle, a metaphor, every dialogue an argument with your conscience, and every twist a slap on the face of societal norms. That's not just cinema, that's Upendra Cinema. UI is no exception to that experience, a maze of thoughts and emotions that dares you to find your way out. If you think you'll walk out of the theater feeling entertained in a conventional sense, you're in the wrong place. But if you're willing to scratch beneath the surface, brace yourself for a journey into this madness, brilliance, and brutally harsh truth. This is UI, and you'll either love it or leave the hall scratching your head scalp till you reach your brains. Now, before we dive into UI, let's talk about Upendra. For those unfamiliar, he's not just a director or actor, he's a phenomenon in Kannada cinema. Known for his unfiltered, unapologetic take on society, his movies are like holding up a mirror to humanity's darkest corners. Whether it's his iconic films like Om or A, Upendra has always been the rebel philosopher of Kannada cinema. But here's the catch, his style is quite an acquired taste. Like seafood, it's not for everyone. If you're new to Kannada cinema, to only have been pulled into this industry post the KGF and the Kantara era, and your only reference of Upendra is Kabza, let me stop you right there. That wasn't directed by him and doesn't even scratch the surface of what he brings to the table. Go back and watch his previous directorials. Now let's talk about the enigma that is UI. Even the title is like a puzzle, a curve and a straight line that looks more like a design than a name. But that's Upendra for you, always pushing the boundaries. Is it universal intelligence, user interface, or simply Upendra intelligence, or just the Pangnama, which in colloquial Kannada means being conned or fooled? Whatever you call it, the opening sequence makes one thing clear. This film is unapologetically Upendra. The visuals of a brain illuminated by camera set the tone for a film that challenges your perception. Are we eliminating the director's vision, or is he enlightening us? That's the kind of layered storytelling you're in for. Now, UI dives into the complexities of our times, starting with the visual metaphor of Adam, Eve, and the forbidden fruit, the apple, a commentary on the loss of innocence and the exploitation of nature. The film's dystopian world is a miniature representation of today's global issues, from environmental collapse to social media addiction. Upendra plays two characters, Kalki Bhagwan, a dark overlord symbolizing power and manipulation, and Satya, the embodiment of truth, imprisoned in a world that punishes honesty. The heroine, played by Rishwananaya, represents courage and the struggle to embrace truth in a world drowning in lies. Now, all this you need to sketch out because it's all in a metaphoric sense in the screenplay. Now, the brilliance of UI lies in its commentary on social media as a tool for manipulation. The film explores how platforms thrive on sensationalism, dividing people by race, religion, and class, while keeping them addicted to an endless cycle of consumption. The recurring term endless end captures this perfectly, a dark, infinite loop where truth is buried and deception reigns. Upendra doesn't just criticize, he provokes. He dares the audience to rethink their choices, to question the noise, and to find the meaning in the chaos. There are some really thought provoking scenes. There's one where the people, hopelessly poor, living in miserable conditions, are literally fighting for a bowl of rice and a shred of cloth, but divided by religion and caste. But the same bunch are flexing with pride about rockets, weapons bought by the country for thousands of crores, winning cricket matches, and even lost in voyeuristic shows like Big Boss. And when one man tries to debate with sense that these thousands of crores being spent on weapons are not for the poor but only to protect the rich, he's thrown off a roof, being branded as anti-national by the same bunch. Ignore all we want, but that's the harsh reality of the society we live in, right? Question any wrong you feel the establishment does, and you're branded as anti-national. Now, at its heart, UI is about relationships too. The strained dynamic between truth, or Satya, and power, or Kalki Bhagwan, the unspoken love of the heroine who struggles to embrace honesty, and even the audience's relationship with themselves. The film holds up a mirror and asks, are you complicit in this age of darkness, or will you break free? It's emotional, raw, and unsettling, a cocktail of feelings that leave you pondering long after the credits roll. Now, technically too, UI is a masterpiece in many ways. The cinematography uses a prism shaped like a brain to symbolize a trapped conscience. The visual effects, though heavy, serve the narrative, especially in sequences where the two worlds, reality and the psychological realm, merge seamlessly. The music by Ajanish Loknath is haunting too, complementing the film's eerie and thought-provoking tone. The rain-soaked action sequences, the droning camera angles, and the mirror symbolism all add to the film's visual grandeur. But I'll be honest, here's a flip side too. While UI is rich in metaphors and ideas, it sometimes loses steam in its storytelling. The drama between Satya and Kalki, though central, feels underdeveloped at times. The heroine's arc, though significant again, doesn't get enough screen time, and some of the film's deeper messages might feel repetitive for audiences who are already familiar with Upendra's style. But despite its minor flaws, UI is a cinematic experience like no other. It's bold, unapologetic, and thought-provoking, a film that demands your attention and challenges your intellect. Upendra isn't here to entertain clearly. He's here to provoke, to question, and to inspire. Whether you walk out of the theater mesmerized or confused, one thing is certain: you won't forget UI. It's not just a film, it's a conversation, one that will keep echoing in your mind long after the credits roll. So that's it. That's my take on UI. What about you? Did the film play on your mind too, or leave you scratching your head? If you haven't watched the film yet, I would urge you to experience the brand of Upendra's cinematic world in a theater and let me know about it in the comments below. This movie is bound to have a lot of polarizing opinions. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon for more reviews that go beyond the surface. Now, before I wrap this up, it's my humble appeal. I don't have a team of researchers or script writers or videographers or editors. It's all just me as a solo creator. So your support means a lot to me. Do subscribe and help the channel grow. Your feedback would also be much appreciated. So until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep watching. Thank you. This is Maddie signing off. Bye-bye.